Harness Central today comes to you from First Line Training Center, north of Mohawk Racetrack, and we're going to be chatting with Dr. Ian Moore, who has militias in a division of the Burlington tomorrow night. But first, a word from our sponsor. Okay, we're here with Dr. Moore. Ian, militias. What do you think of him at this stage of the game?
Well, everything's going not too bad right now. We had some issues there earlier with him, but they seem to be resolved. And
what kind of lameness or breathing or?
No, he didn't truck up from Florida too well and just got a bit sick on us. But everything seems in order now. He's had a couple of races in New York, including a second in the final. And he raced pretty good both times, so I'm looking forward to this weekend. He trained very well here on Monday morning at the training center.
2 years ago, we talked with you on a number of occasions about another little horse some people may have heard of, Shadow Play. This fellow is a lot more progressed in his racing career than Shadow Play was at this stage of the game. That aside, can you draw any fair comparison between the two now?
Well, it's hard to compare horse to horse, but one thing the two horses had is a real good attitude. And this guy, very aggressive on the racetrack, wants to race horses and likes to be off the front and likes to go. So, and Shadow is like that too. And all the good horses have to have that will and desire to win and that competitive spirit. And both of these two certainly do have that.
This is a big, strong lad. Do you feel he'll weather the storm? And it is a storm. It's a long, tough season ahead of you.
We're going to have to be very careful with him where we race him. He doesn't truck all that well. He doesn't like new environments, doesn't like detention barns, and he has...
Some people call that attitude.
Well, yeah, it's not really that. He just, when you change his routine, daily routine, and his environment, he just gets all upset, and he can be a bit neurotic at times over certain things. Now, I've got him in a double stall here right now, and that seems to have made a large difference in him. He seems to be very more relaxed now than he used to be, and he didn't do too bad. The first trip to New York was a little rough on him, but then the second one he was a lot better. So I'm hoping that as time goes on he will learn, but that's why I've only raced him twice, where the other colts raced 4 times now. I'm trying to pick and choose where I go with him and give him a week or so in between sort of thing if I can. So right now, coming up, there's like probably about 6 straight weeks right in a row, so it's going to be very difficult, and we may not be able to make them all, but we'll do the best we can.
One of the biggest days in your life was the Little Brown Jug win. I gather that's on the agenda, if at all possible.
I've got 2 3-year-olds. They're both paid up to the jug. Every colt we've had since that time, we paid them all up. And I did prior to that as well, so it would be nice to be there with 1 or 2 of them, that's for sure.
And we're told you're back in the workforce again. You supposedly retired from the educational field last year at the Vet College in the Maritimes, or PI rather, and but now you're back grinding it out, making a living. Tell us about that.
Well, you can't depend on horses to make a living all the time, that's for sure. And I'm sure a lot of people have found that out the hard way. But I had an offer from Dr. Dave Goodrow and Scott Anderson to work with them in the summer months till the end of October, till probably I go back to Florida. And it seemed very enticing. I kind of missed that when I was down in Florida. So I started doing it, and it's working out very well. Do a bit of work at the training center here, and barn collar too on the way to the clinic, Irish Creek, and in Cambridge, and stay there most of the day. So, and I'm enjoying it very much.
Coming back to militias, if you can think back 2 years ago to the year of Shadow Play and Some Beat Somewhere and all the other good ones, at this stage of the game, can you reflect on how you thought about that crop and maybe compare it with what you're seeing out there now?
Well, this crop this year and last year's 2-year-old is, in my opinion, is the best crop that's been around for many years that I can remember. Really a real standout. I mean, if you had to pick one, Rock and Roll Heaven, obviously one in 48 and 3 at the Meadowlands. He would probably be the best one right now, but One More Laugh and horses like that and Sports Raider haven't got going yet, so I think it's going to be very difficult, and I think there's going to be several stars show up here this year by the looks of things.
But you like where your horse is right now?
I do. I'm, you know, we're happy, and like I said, he trained really good here Monday. He put in a mile here that would be probably as good as anybody's ever gone here. And
how much would that be over here?
Well, I don't know, around 2.5 maybe.
You're right. Okay.
Anyway, I trained him in an open bridle on Monday, and I'm going to try racing him in an open bridle on Saturday. I liked him with the open bridle on. He's had cheek rolls on and the small shadow roll since we started racing him, and I just to try something different. I think this would be a good week to do it, so I've already made the equipment change. We're going to race him in open bridle on Monday. And just comparing him to Shadow again, this horse is a far better gaited horse than Shadow ever was. He's a lovely gaited horse to sit behind, and so we're very hopeful of a good summer, but like you just said, it's going to be very difficult and very tough.
Okay. Well, you always have the vet practice to fall back on. Thanks very much, Ian.
That's for sure. Thank you.
Okay. This is Harold Howe with Dr. Ian Moore giving you the Harness Racing Edge.